The battle with Fort Sumner, the battle first Bull Run, second one, oh, I can't remember the names of the rest. But I was there, I can tell you that. And, oh yes, this book, very accurate. Yes, the battle happened in there. I mean, like, what happened with Grant? Oh my God, very accurate. Because Grant, he was very, well, he was a drunk hobo, if you could put it that way. A very drunk hobo. And, well, even though he was a drunk hobo, he had been a very lucky drunk hobo. So, but at some times, he was not very lucky. Instead, an unlucky drunk hobo. So, like one time at the Pittsburgh Landing, he got so surprised. Oh my God, I was like, a dumb drunk hobo. And then that really impacted the people in and out of the war. Also, there was this one in Oxford. Oh, what's that one place? Mississippi, there you go. Yes, he got driven all the way back from where he came from.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, because he was a drunk hobo.
A drunk hobo?
Yes, a drunk hobo. That's what I just said.
Okay.
Yes, drunk and a hobo. Oh, yes. And that also impacted the people in and out of the war.
Okay, so, would you like to help me?
Drunk hobo, yes.
So, okay, would you like to help me recall and reenact this war? And I get to pick which one. And I call the Battle of Fort Sumner. Sir? I'll just call Christian from the grave and do it with him.
Hey, where'd that old lady go?
So, how'd you like a war reenactment?
That was horrible. Out of all of my 180 years, that was horrible. Do you see
Ow.
this Pokemon?
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah.
See it?
Yes.
See it? Yeah. This Pokemon alone could do it 20 times better than you guys did.
But it's just a game.
That does not matter. It could still do it.
That's just impossible.
No, good day, do, sir. That was horrible.
It's only an egg.
That's my point exactly. Hey, young, I know you.
How's that Pokemon, really?
Ow!
Whoa.
Ow! A kick! Punch, kick! Ow! Why?
Hi, Christian.
Hey?
Did you just...
Nope.
But he fell?
No, that's not true.
But I saw
You
him
cannot
come...
prove that.
How'd you
I
get...
bought that.
Okay, I'll just ignore that.
Okay, so how'd the show go?
It went okay.
Okay, so, now that we're getting towards the end of the show, how would you like to go into further detail with me and explain the book and analyze it with even more detail so the audience can have a good feeling on what they're going to be reading?
Okay, sure.
Okay, so how about you start off with what happens at the Crichton family meetings and how they deal with the question at hand.
Okay, so in the beginning, the Korean family had a family meeting. They talked about the relationship between Jenny and Shadrach Yale and the crisis at hand. The relationship between Jenny and Shadrach Yale, well, Matt, the father, wouldn't allow them to marry because of the one main goal. They were too young.
Yes.
Ellen, the mother, allowed it, but Matt, being the older and the man of the house, kind of still racist or sexist still back in that time, still had more power.
Yes,
So
that's
they
right.
have to agree with that.
Yes, they had to go with what he said.
Yes. And then when they talked about the crisis at hand, they voiced their own opinion. In their family meeting, they said which side they should join. So they all joined the Union. However, one person, Jethro's brother, Bill, decided to join the Confederacy.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah. since he joined the Confederacy, menacing people attacked the Crane family at night. They were terrorizing them, harming them, and when Matt went outside one night, they attacked him.
Oh yes, that is a very good point. Okay, so, like, if only one person does that, why would everyone turn on the people who are supporting the same team? I mean, like, that's just outrageous. Okay.
I know. That whole community, just like, they were all Union, but then they hated it when just one person went to Confederacy.
Yes, that's just very sad. Okay, now, I'll talk about how after Bill going to fight for the Confederacy, obviously he would have seen many people in both the North and the South, the Union and the Confederacy, being scared of the battlefield and fearing it.
Yes.
So he would obviously see most of them run away. For example, Eb, he was a runaway from the Union, and Jethro unexpectedly had seen him. So upon seeing Eb, a runaway soldier, Jethro became conflicted on what he should do. Okay? So ultimately, he decided to send a letter to Lincoln, just asking Lincoln to give Eb a second chance at life and let him to return to fight for the Union. Okay? So,
And miraculously, Lincoln, he actually wrote back.
yes, he had written back and he had allowed this. Okay, so now that Eb was there, Jethro had not many things to worry about, and the war had continued. And then ultimately, towards the end of the war, it led to the victory of the Union.
Of course.
And since the Union had won, it ultimately led to the assassination of Lincoln.
Yes.
So, since we've analyzed this book and gone into further detail and allowed the audience to get a better insight on what they will be reading later on, I hope, I'd like to ask you one last question before we end the show.
Okay, sure.
Okay, so, you know Jethro, right?
Yes.
Obviously, since we read the book. Well, he writes letters back and forth between Lincoln and himself. So from those letters, you can obviously tell that Jethro feels that he has a close relationship and a tight bond with Lincoln. Okay, so he's longing to see Lincoln, but he never gets a chance to. So when Shadrach gets injured in the war and weirdly ends up in D.C. hospital seeing Lincoln, like, out of all the hospitals, why does he end up in D.C. hospital seeing Lincoln?
Well, Irene Hunt sends a subliminal message between the relationship of Lincoln and Jethro. Even though Jethro can't see Lincoln all the way from Southern Illinois, he has Shadrach. Shadrach is Jethro's best friend.
Oh, yes.
So when Shadrach saw Lincoln from the hospital, he was amazed and sent Jethro a letter. When Jethro read that letter, it's like him seeing Lincoln through his best friend's eyes.
Oh, yes, that's true. Yes, so you've answered my question pretty well. So now I think it's time to end the show. You've been a great audience. So, until next time on the Masterpiece Book Review Show.
Now let's welcome our final guest. He is the oldest man living to this day. He has been in most of the Civil War battles. Please welcome. I forgot his name. What's your name?
Peter Dumpy Smith.
Now let's bring in our final guest. He is the oldest man to live to this day. He's in mid. Oh my god.
Hurry, can you?
Now let's bring our final guest. He is the oldest man living to this day. He's been in most of the. Oh my god, we messed up already. What's up, everybody?
Hello, welcome to the Masterpiece Book Review Show.
The show with only one audience.
Yeah!
Today I have come back from the grave to talk to you with Kevin about an amazing Civil War book called Across 5 Aprils.
No.
Of 2597. But wait!
Sorry. Oh my god.
You're using a lot of
Ah, shoot.